you for moving my comments to the end, is I want to speak to something that was in the news recently for our school district. And I've used this metaphor before, but if you owned an auto repair shop and you wanted to know how you were doing with your customers, and you put out a survey and your survey came back with 90% of your customers said you're doing a great job, you'd probably be pretty happy with that. And if you looked at those 100 surveys, you'd probably want to know, who are the 10 people that aren't satisfied? And of all 10 people, when you disaggregated the data, were women, what would you do about that if you were the owner of that shop? Would you look at it? Would you want to know that information? Would you call maybe some customers back and say, what's going on? Is there something that maybe we're not doing that could help us do that service better? Or would you call in a group of men and women to have that conversation? We have a mentor program in the Olympia School District, and it is unapologetically created to support students who've been historically underrepresented in our schools. Kids of color, students impacted by poverty, students receiving special services, just students that haven't had the same opportunities. And those are good things. Those things are happening at our schools, and they provide opportunities for groups of students that maybe have shared experiences that are maybe a little tougher to be in a space for social and emotional support that leads to academic success. It allows for more open, honest conversations about differences and identity and how maybe that identity is impacting their experience in school. I've heard some people compare that to segregation. I have a really hard time understanding that. I want to understand it. For those that have experienced that, maybe some people in this room, maybe you have relatives that experienced the segregation that Black Americans experienced for generations, and comparing that to not going to one of these groups in our schools, I don't get that. Groups like this are important for elevating voices. They're instrumental in helping us design a more responsive educational system. And at the same time, we know we have laws that we need to follow, make sure we're not being exclusionary and being in any violation of anything like that, and we'll make sure we follow those things. And we'll be really clear about the purpose of our groups that we've been doing forever. The school district's been doing this thing. Who's not being successful? Who needs help? This is what we do. So I just wanted to speak to that, President Huffman, and understand that there's some questions about that, and probably what might be good is to really have some good dialogue and reach out and talk about what those concerns are, because like I said, I have a little bit of a hard time understanding some of those, but feel really strongly this is really important work. So thank you.